Greetings! Hello, hello! Howdy, Rebecca. Pleasure to see you here. Kerbal Space Program's giving me a little bit of trouble. I'm trying to resize the dang window so I can see my stream as well as this, because I only have one monitor. I don't remember how I solved this problem last time. Well, that's perfectly alright. It's a bit of a silly physics game. It's about trying to help these little green guys, where they go? Back over here. Help these guys get to various astral bodies. Fair enough, I could just do that. Artificially bump my numbers too. Alright. So, when we last left off, we had managed to get someone into orbit. And I can't recall if we were able to get him back or not. I know that in my personal playthrough, I was not able to get one back. Yes, okay. We do still, in fact, have a Kerbal stuck in orbit, no fuel, trapped there. So we'll have to try to rescue them at some point. I'm just going to have to bring this back to full screen, because now the thing is cut off on the bottom. One moment. I'm just going to have to mess with the settings here. Can I not do it in here anymore? Terribly sorry. There we go. How is the audio? Am I good? Is the game audio coming through all right? My one major vice, Pepsi. Alright, so we're a bit strapped for cash. So what can I say that I will do? You don't hear the game. Okay, let me fix that. Ah, yes, you know what? That would explain it. My speaker audio was at 0. How about now? Is that coming through all right? Let me switch it over. Why is this not? Oh goodness. It's probably a bit loud. Nah, I got it. I figured it out. I just had to go into Streamlabs and switch which one was which. I got it. I got this. It's important. You gotta be able to hear, you know, the poor Kerbans when they die. No, hopefully we'll not have any casualties. Just one guy still trapped up in space. It's important. You gotta be able to hear. All right. So let's see what sort of ships we were dealing with last time. So this is the ship that is currently stuck up in space. Do we have any better parts? We do not. Because which engine is this? Do I even have an engine? All right, cool. That is the good one. So clearly this ship is not enough to get us into an established orbit and be able to return. It can only do that first bit. So there's not enough fuel in the top part. Oh, goodness. But if we make it too much heavier, it won't really be able to take off very effectively. So what we can do there is add even more engines. That's always the right answer. And we'll throw on some decouplers to make them hopefully not fall off quite so bad. Now when you're making a rocket, there are a few things to keep in mind. Your center of mass, your center of thrust, and your center of aerodynamics, which is way up here. Now, on a rocket, you want your center of aerodynamics, or your like down here, as close to the center of thrust as possible. If it's way up here, your entire rocket will flip end over end and explode, and that's no good at all. So what you can do is you can add some little winglets down here on the bottom to help bring that down. There we go. And we'll add some strut connectors to make these a bit less wobbly. Let's give this a little test drive, shall we? See if this okay, got all the science bits I need. And we only have 2. What happened to our scientist? Did he die? That wouldn't be good. Well, we can rename this to the Mark 1.2 because we have improved upon it. And I'm going to hire ourselves a scientist because I would like a scientist. Yeah, all of our astronauts have two different stats. They have courage and stupidity. The two great things that any astronaut needs. The courage to pilot the vehicle and the stupidity to not know that it's probably going to kill you. Because I don't know if this is a surprise to you, but I do not have a degree in rocket physics. I can't afford to launch this vessel. Oh, because I just bought. Alright. If I take off the struts, is that enough? No, even still, not enough. Alright, get rid of those 2. We're having to make budget cuts here. That's exactly what you want to hear as you're getting into the rocket. Yeah, we had to make a few budget cuts, but overall it should work. Oh, well that went poorly. So I forgot to check the staging on the rocket. So we'll just We'll just start that over. And we will make it so that it does not eject all of our rockets at the same time that that we shoot them off. All right, here we go. Take two. All right, it's a bit wobbly, but it's looking pretty good. I don't think we're gonna have any unfortunate accidents on our way to space. We need some good science, so I just wanted to check what we're getting. Well, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. It's getting a bit hot, but it's nothing our rocket can't handle. We're gonna wait for it to slow down just a little bit before we get rid of these bottom thrusters, because otherwise you end up with a bit of a mess. Oh no. Okay. This was another case of me pressing the spacebar too many times. I think we might need to give this one more try, and just pretend you didn't see that. Oh shit. Here, if I make the changes to staging in here, they'll stay when I go back out there. This is what happens when I don't play this game for a week. Okay, all right. First try, here we go. All right. Looking good. You can zoom out ridiculously far in this game, and that is something that never ceases to amaze me. So yeah, this globe here on the bottom, it tells us what direction we're facing relative to the nearest planet or moon or whatever. Over here on the left, we got the different stages of the rocket, with how you can see the fuel level of the different boosters. This symbol is decouplers. Yeah, it's a fun game to mess around with and gradually try to figure out how to not fail completely. Okay, so if I open up the map, this point here is called the apoapsis, and that means that that's the furthest away from the planet that we will get in our orbit. And when we get near there, we're going to want to burn in such a fashion that we can achieve a nice orbit. There we go. That doesn't look too shabby, and I think we can do that. Although it seems to want us to have already started burning some time ago, which isn't great. All right. Uh-oh. I was distracted. One of my friends messaged me. He did not know that I was live. Alright, it's shaping up nicely. Is there any way I can play? Will it let me? No, not while I'm accelerating. I think that we may be doomed to crash back into Kerbal for some reason. However, I'm going to try my best to see that that doesn't happen. Because our only chance to not go bankrupt as an organization is to successfully return from orbit to Kerbal. So I need to achieve an orbit and get out of it. So stakes are high, and it's not looking great. Each of these different symbols on the globe corresponds to like a way to like. One will make you go faster, like this yellow one will make my orbit go faster, and there's a corresponding symbol on the other side that you can burn towards to make your orbit go slower, and that blue one you can see right there. If I burn towards that, it will take me directly away from the planet, and there will be another one on the other side that says you can go closer to the planet that way. And there's a couple purple ones too, which are related to I think turning your orbit. Well, if they consider this orbit, then maybe returning from this is fine. Well, let's do some science while we're up here, at least. If nothing else. Oh, jeez. Rocket's spinning a little bit more than I would like, but, not a ton we can do about that. Oh goodness, that's okay. Everything's all right. Things are fine. All right, let's ditch that. This is fine. Yeah, what do you got to say about this, Valentina? She says not to worry and that everything will be alright. I know you can't speak Kerbal, so I saw fit to translate for us. She says that you should have complete faith in the Hoffman Space Agency. We've never stranded anyone in space. We've never killed anyone in suspicious, space plane testing accidents. That has never happened. Never. Not once. And any allegations of such things are just that, allegations, and they have never been proven true. Man, she is really flying. I can speed it up now that we're not burning in the not actually running our engine. While you're running the engine, they lock you to 1x speed. Okay, come on. Is it parachute time? It feels like it's parachute time. All right. Looking fine. We're definitely not coming way too fast. I think we'll live. All right. I think we can call this mission a success, right? Is this return from orbit achieved? Tragic. Well, depending upon how the accountants feel about this mission, we might not be able to continue. And that would be a real shame if I lost, because I actually cheated to... I sort of cheated. I set the settings to make the game even easier than it's supposed to be. Like, we get more money and more science. So if I managed to go bankrupt after that, that'd be a bit sad. Okay, well, we got a bunch of science. That's good. And we have not much money at all. That's a problem. Okay. Can we do anything about this? Fundraising campaign? Research sellout. Unpaid research program. Bailout grant. Okay. Yeah, this might be what we need to do. 14,000 funds. That's not very much at all. Okay. Alright. Everyone hates us now. Our reputation is in the trash, but they gave us some money. Turns out that maybe some of those allegations were true. And in admitting that we did, in fact, strand Jebediah Kerbal in space, they decided to extend our budget to allow an attempt to try to bring him back. So now, unfortunately, instead of going to the moon, we're going to have to change our plan and bring Jeb home. And we've got the science to get it done, maybe. Okay, alright. Just seeing which one of these would be useful for trying to do that. Advanced construction. We can get 2 of these. I just want to make sure it's the right one, you know? I don't want to have to... External fuel duct. Huh. Well, he doesn't have anything like that. He's going to have to make a spacewalk in order to get home. So we're just going to have to bring room for him to join us. Enough fuel. So we probably want additional fuel systems. Yeah. Let's get that one. And let's get heavy rocketry. Bigger rockets. Yeah. Boom. That's always the answer, right? Bigger rockets. But in order to fly bigger rockets, we're going to need more money. So we're going to have to get bailed out a bit more, I think. Alright, our reputation's really in the crapper now. And also, we're going to sell out some of our research. Done. Okay. But we're going to bring Jeb home. And that's what matters. We're going to need a new vehicle, though. Crew capacity 2, excellent. And it's made to withstand re-entry better, so it's nice and sturdy. It's exactly what we need. So, we've got interesting new fuel tanks available. But since we also have corporate overlords now who want to buy our research, we should also make sure we can still do some research. Because the guys who signed the paycheck, they did tell me that while we need to rescue Jebediah for you know, the public face, they really only care about bringing home the research. This is the cutthroat world of Kerbal Space Program. There's nothing I can do about it. We'll get 2 of these. Should probably be enough. Hook ourselves up with one of these guys. That's the same one we had before. Let's go ahead and get things going. Now this doesn't really look like it's very spacefaring, and that's a reasonable assumption to make. We're gonna need to throw some more bad boys on here. I'm thinking 4 ought to do it. 4 might be excessive, but nothing's excessive when it comes to bringing Jeb home. Because these are substantially bigger than the other ones we were using. Let's add on some RCS thrusters. Those will help us with moving around up in space. They're like tiny little like air thrusters that, where do they go? Well, let's get the parachute on there while we're here. Some wings down here so we don't go all willy-nilly. Do I not have the RCS thrusters? Would seem not. Well, this will help a little bit at least. Alright. So the last one was the Betamax, so that means that we are now on to Delta, if I believe. So we're gonna go with Deltorius Mark 1.0. And let's make sure we're leaving a space open. Oh, we do have a bill. We're leaving a space open for good old Jeb to come back home. Would be a real shame to get all the way up there and it turns out that we actually brought 2 people. Excellent. Doesn't look great, but I think it will do just fine. gonna have enough thrust to, yeah. Looking good, looking good. Excellent. Let's touch those. And if we can... Let's just start with that. No, that's too short. All right, cool. This is not turning out how I wanted. However, we are still going in the right direction, at least. Oh, that might have been a bit much, huh? This is bad. Oh, and we still have 2 people. Okay, well. This has been scuffed to a pretty high degree. I must admit I am rather ashamed of myself. I might need to start over, but I don't. Oh, I was wrong. He's dead. It's Bob. Bob's in space. We've had a whole false rescue mission this entire time. Well, I must admit I'm a bit stumped as to what to do now. Floundering a bit. All right. Let's give this one more attempt. Now that we've actually only got one person in, we can actually rescue our poor stranded friend Bob up here. Set that as our target. Trying to see if I can get a bit of a head start on turning our orbit into an actual orbit, but this is a dangerous game to play this early on in a launch. You don't usually see a rocket take off like this. But that's because it's an advanced strategy. Yeah, super advanced, never fails. I wonder why people don't use it more. Might actually work if I do this. Oh, that wasn't what I meant to do. Let's just give that a go. We'll call it the Mark 1.1. Not the Mark 11, the Mark 1.1. Sometimes my backspace button hits twice when I only press it once. Actually, I might need to reposition that. A little higher up. Seemed that it did not like being held in place. I think that was an encounter from the Kraken. That is the term that is used for the culmination of all of the bugs in Kerbal space program. It includes many breaks in physics and things like that when numbers don't quite calculate. So I might need to reposition how these struts are. Ah, yes, that is the name of a raid in Mabinogi, isn't it? We'll give it another try, now that I've switched that to be a bit higher. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, it really doesn't like that. We'll just get rid of those then, because it worked just fine before. Turns out that the old 1.1 was worse than the 1.0. Isn't that a surprise? All right, take, who knows at this point? Ignition! Looking good, looking good. Let's see what, let's pretend that we're on this island and we're watching the rocket go up. Well, you can't even see it. With the previous tier of boosters, their smoke trail was much bigger. You could see it from way out there, no problem. But hey, that's technology for you, eh? All right, now let's try it. Nope, that was still premature, huh? However, we're almost out of fuel in these guns, so we can ditch them momentarily, and I think we'll be able to recover this. Okay, we're good. We are still good. I don't like the look of that, but if we can ignite at just the right moment, we might be able to save this. Oh, no. All right. I think we did it. We don't need no nodes. We're just gonna make our own orbit. We don't need to rely on computers. You think they had computers when they put man on the moon? Well, they did, but they weren't very good, and they took up like an entire room. They make calculators that are better computers than those were. All right. And now this is an engine we can control. This one is so nice that it even gives us. Oh, that's a bit extreme, huh? Yeah, let's reel that in. We need to get over to our burn thing, though. T-minus 26 seconds? Or is it... I don't... It's these things down here, they confuse me sometimes. I don't quite understand, like... I think this will work, though. Well, it's slowly getting wider, which is what we want. What? Why is this happening? Perhaps I need to brush up on this game a bit more on my free time before I try streaming it again to do any more advanced stuff. My knowledge seems sufficient for just about getting into orbit, but for anything else, I think I might need a bit more practice. What do you think, Rebecca? Should I swap over to BioShock? Because I don't think I'm going to make much progress just bashing my head against this wall like this. I think that we're going to end up slamming back into the planet once again. Let's see what she's saying. Not much. It's a wonder she can steer this thing. Burn here. Still trying. But I just don't think it's gonna happen. Might be that this engine's just too weak. Well, I am going to probably shut this stream down to keep the VODs separate, but I think that I am going to switch this. I'm going to start streaming Bioshock here in just a second. And I'm going to play this game some more on my off time, get a little bit more familiar with some of the more advanced settings. Apologies if this was a bit tough to watch. It's a tricky game. So if you feel like it, feel free to join me back here in just a moment. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and thank you for putting up with me thus far.